Hey guys, spring is sprung and your lawn's probably looking like a big mess right now. I'm sure you got leaves on the ground, sticks, your grass is probably already bent over and matted, but don't worry, we can all clean that up with a nice spring cleanup. Hi, my name's Tim Richter and I have over 14 years of landscaping experience. I have a bachelor's in plant, soil, and insect science, and I run my own landscaping business out of the North Shore of Massachusetts. Today, I'm going to go through the steps with you on how to do your own spring cleanup. This will make your lawn looking nice and healthy and pretty, and it'll also save you a little money if you don't already do this yourself. So, first things first, get your gloves on, and we're going to get ready to do some work. So, when you start your spring cleanup, the first thing you want to look for is any shrubs that might need some pruning. We got a couple shrubs here with a little shrub bed underneath it. Take a look at any shrubs and see if they are outgrowing their location, if they have any dead on them that needs to be removed. Dead can be identified just by being able to snap off with your fingers usually. And you can do this a couple different ways. One way is you can use a gas-powered hedge trimmer such as this one right here. Be sure to wear ear protection, eye protection when you're using this because it can get a little loud. There's also electric ones that are a bit quieter as well. You can also do the old-fashioned manual way by getting yourself a pair of manual shears. They're not too expensive at a local hardware store. But today we're just going to be using some pruning shears such as these because most people have a pair of these lying around somewhere. So when you go to prune your shrub, take a good look at it. The first thing you're going to want to do is take out any dead material that you find. So just snip out as much dead material as you can find. Don't worry too much about where the snippings go because we'll clean those up later. Once you're done getting all the dead out, you can start looking at pruning for shape. Be sure not to prune more than a third of live material when you're pruning for shape. This will keep the plant looking nice and healthy and keep it alive. There's a number of videos online as to how to prune each different type of shrub. But for the most part, you can just try to make sure that all of it gets some sunlight and it can breathe through it. For most shrubs can be pruned that way. Once you're done pruning all your shrubs, you're going to want to clean out underneath the shrubs as well as up against any structures such as your house or anything where leaves get trapped. You can just take a regular garden rake for this, or you can grab a leaf blower such as this, but not everybody has these. It can save you a little bit of time though. So just take your rake and start raking out underneath the bed. Get all those leaves and sticks out and just bring them right out onto your lawn right here like this. Clean it up to as much as you feel comfortable with, however much you feel satisfactory with, and just try to get it out on the lawn. Remember, you're doing this to like your whole property, so you don't want to spend too much time everywhere. Just make sure you do it along any sides of the houses where that leaf buildup is. And this does a couple things. It also makes your shrub beds look a lot nicer, but it also gets rid of any little homes that critters might be living in, such as mice or ticks. So they can be a nuisance, so you can get them out that way. Once you're done cleaning out all your shrub beds, you're going to need to clean up the bulk of the mess. So go around your yard, take your rake and just kind of rake everything up into little piles that are easy to collect. Once you have them all raked up into piles, if you have a nice convenient place to just dump it on the edge of your property, grab yourself a tarp, rake your piles right onto the tarp and just drag that tarp over to where you want to dump it. If you don't have that, then run on down to your hardware store, grab yourself a few of these landscaping bags. They're pretty cheap, only about $2.50 for 5 of them. And then just start throwing your piles into the bags. You can do this with your hand, or you can do it with a shovel. And just clean it all up. Now once you clean it all up and get all your materials into bags, you're going to want to dispose of the material. Some towns have services where they just come around to your house and pick up the bags off the curb. If you don't know that your town has that, then just call your local transfer station or dump. They can tell you how to get rid of it. Or if you're not sure, just ask around, see what other people are doing. And for the most part, at this point, your spring cleanup's relatively done. At this point, you can plant any new plantings for spring. You can put any new mulching to define your beds into the cleaned out beds like this. You can do one last final step. If you have a lawnmower with a bagger attachment, you can mow your lawn once with the bagger attached, and that'll clean up any little extra bits that you might have missed when you were raking it up. And that's it. Your spring cleanup is all done. You just learned how to prune all your shrubs, rake out underneath all the beds or any areas where leaves are collecting, and dispose of all the materials in an appropriate manner. So next time you're driving to work, take a look at everyone else's lawn and see how many people chose to do a spring cleanup this year. You might be surprised how many people didn't take the steps that you did to get their lawn looking nice and crispy.